All right, so let's go ahead and put it into drive. And as you see, very simple and straightforward. Now, like I mentioned, this vehicle right here features a 1.5 liter turbocharged 4-cylinder, producing 190 horsepower and 179 foot-pounds of torque. Now, all that power is going to be sent through a CVT transmission to either the front wheels only or all four wheels. Now, even though this is the base version, you can still get an all-wheel drive version of this vehicle. All right, so setting off. So I did want to cover the base version because of the fact that many people have been actually looking out there for, something cheaper in the luxury vehicle space. The BMWs are very up there in price, and so is the Audi equivalent. So when it comes to, this competition space, the ADX starts at $35,000 for the base version, and then depending on how many things you put onto it in terms of accessories as well as other packages, it can go up there, but it's actually really good. Let's go ahead and give it some gas. So as you notice, CVT transmission, very common within the Honda and Acura field, because the vehicle does use the same CVT transmission as what we see on the Integra. The only difference is the Integra has a more sport-tuned version than the ADX, which is understandable. This is a compact utility vehicle, so it does make a lot of sense for that to be the case. But nonetheless, it's actually very nice, good power forward. Like I mentioned, the HRV is the sister to this car, essentially. It has lower horsepower, lower torque. It features a 2-liter naturally aspirated 4-cylinder instead of a turbocharged engine. So that's kind of like one of the main caveats to that. But this one actually fixes a lot of issues that I had with that car. As you see, it gets up to speed very, very quickly, which I'm very happy about because this thing does really move. It doesn't weigh as much as what the German 3 vehicles feel like, so that's another benefit about this car. You're not going to have as much weight as those cars do, but it feels great behind the wheel. Love the visibility out the front windshield, and you also have the blind spot detection, so whenever you turn on your turn signal, it will show up with the blind spot and also will alert you with noises. Whereas the BMW doesn't alert you with noises, it just vibrates the steering wheel, which, to be honest with you, I'd rather have the noise being made than have a vibration to the steering wheel. And the brakes, pretty good brakes. Let me go ahead and make sure that we are going to be in normal mode. So yeah, the brakes actually feel really good in terms of how much pressure you actually have to put in them. Not too much pressure at all, which is a great benefit. It is a little bit drony, which honestly, that's normal with CVT transmissions. Once you kick down the accelerator, we will be able to hear more of that CVT transmission. So, or I should say the engine itself, we're going to be able to hear more. There isn't a lot of sound deadening for the base version. I've driven the A-Spec one, and it does have more sound deadening. So if you are looking for a more quieter interior, you would have to go for the A-Spec model to get that quieter interior. But as a base version, you're just looking for a daily driver that gets greater fuel economy, takes you from point A to point B. This is actually a very, very good car when it comes to that. Now, I will say with the tech in this vehicle, since it is the base version, we do not have a built-in navigation. So you're going to be having to use the connectivity of your phone in order to use navigation. So that is one thing I will say. I wish that the base one would have had the navigation as well, but I understand it's to go ahead and reduce cost. So we are going to go ahead and put it into sport mode, which then livens up the engine. We are also going to kick down the transmission into S mode. We can also control the CVT transmission via simulated gear selectors. So that's one thing about this vehicle. You do have paddle shifters here to control the CVT in terms of how you want to simulate gears. That's one thing that I wish that they would have done differently. But yeah, I mean, that's just how the competition field is. Very good performance. And as you see, like when you accelerate, you put your foot on the throttle, it does kind of kick down or kick back because of the fact that it's in a sport mode for the transmission. But overall, it feels pretty good. Like the way it feels. And like I said, you can control those gears. So it has up to 8 gears it simulates for this model. I do wish that for the refresh model, it does come with the S Plus mode that we saw on the Prelude, because the S Plus mode on the Prelude is actually a really cool innovation. I like the way that they've done that for that vehicle. So I would love to see that on the ADX as well as the Integra with the CVT transmissions. Do I wish there was a 6-speed manual? Honestly, a 6-speed manual transmission in this field would not sell, if I'm going to be honest with you. I feel like a lot of people really wouldn't actually buy a 6-speed manual transmission. This is a commuter car, so it's not as crazy sportiness, but yeah, that's one thing about this vehicle. It's just, it is a commuter car, so you've got to keep that in mind. It's a luxury subcompact commuter car that can get you from point A to point B. Really like the way these brakes feel. They actually don't feel as bad. Now I will say, okay, so here's one thing about this vehicle. I would like to see a Type S version. A Type S version would be really, really cool to see for this vehicle. I know it's going to be like a niche buyer, but let's be honest, both the BMW X1 and the Audi Q3 are going to be offered, oh well, the X1 right now offers an M35i, which makes 312 horsepower, and the Audi SQ3, which will be launching next year, or later this year actually, will be having a lot more horsepower and a lot more torque as well. I would love to see Acura go against those vehicles, and I would prefer Acura to do a performance-oriented hybrid system. That to me, I think, would be very, very cool for the ADX. Something very unique. Have them have something that is super unique in the competition field, because right now the BMW doesn't have a hybrid vehicle or for a performance car, and neither does the Audi equivalent. So that's one thing I will say. I would love to see a Type S with a hybrid powertrain performance version. So something around maybe 290 horsepower or 300 horsepower with a hybrid vehicle. That to me would be phenomenal. But honestly, this is a really great car. Great car for those who are starting out a young family. They want something a little bit more comfortable. This is where to go. The HRV, I had it for 2.5 years, and the seats were very uncomfortable. With this vehicle here, the seats feel phenomenal. Very good bolstering on the sides. I love the the larger screen in here. Luxury amenities. You have the dual climate zone for the driver and the passenger, which is a huge win for me, because having a single zone is just not it. There's going to be times where I'm sure your significant other is going to be going ahead and saying, I'm too cold, so then you have to adjust it, and then you're too hot. So I think that having this vehicle would be great, and it's actually a really great price. I mean, $35,000 is roughly where the Honda HRV actually ends off in terms of pricing. So it's actually a really good space and you know, pricing range, and it's a lot better than what you'd find in the X1 and the Q3. But with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, make sure to go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe. And once again, a huge shout out to Acura of Pembroke Pines for allowing me to film this vehicle. If you guys are interested in purchasing this vehicle or any of their other Acuras, make sure to go ahead and contact Beppe. He'll be able to assist you. But let's go ahead and do one last walk around.